But overall, it was a really fun one to record with my boy Damisito. And, dude, I'm trash at this. Stop it.
Peer pressure.
Are you drunk? Stop. Turn that shit off. What's going on, world? It's your boy Brando, and today we got episode 34 of Peer Pressure. In this one, we covered the rise and fall of Napster, the age of the internet, and humans interacting with technology. We got a little crazy on this one, so please bear with us. We kind of dove into some conspiracy theories and whatnot, but it was a real fun one to record with my boy Damisito. So if you liked the episode, make sure to like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. Drop us a little review on iTunes, and I hope you enjoy it, man. Thanks.
Peer pressure. Peer pressure.
And we're live. Welcome back to another episode of Peer Pressure. It's your host, Brando, in the building. I'm here today with my boy.
What's my name? What's my name?
Dude, you sound really loud, low-key.
What's my name?
Damisito, a.k.a. Latino Nelly. Anyway, today we got a very special episode cooking up for y'all today. We're talking about the democratization of culture and music.
Say that again.
The democratization of culture and content and music. Thank you, Napster and Justin Timberlake, a la the social network.
Woo! Justin Timberlake, my guy, the creator of Napster, founder and CEO of Napster. What an illustrious career. This fool dropped.
Don't be using illustrious. The Bodega Boys have that copyrighted.
This fool dropped Senorita.
And then he was raised
He dropped
Napster.
Sexy Back, and he also founded Napster when he was 18 years old in his college dorm room. What a guy.
No.
And then he met up with a guy from Facebook and helped him found Facebook.
And then he made NSYNC.
And then he made NSYNC.
And now we made that album, Man of the Woods.
And he had Alpha Dog, which is a great movie.
Was he in the movie?
Yeah, it's Alpha Dog.
Anyway, listen to Man of the Woods. It's our sponsor for this week. Buy now. Listen on iTunes, Spotify, all that. But no, for real though, we...
That was an accident. Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm making sure everything's right.
We watched this. Shout out to the New York Times.
We stumbled upon.
Yeah, we stumbled upon this video.
No shout out to the New York Times. That's fake news. Fake news. Terrible.
They have a little series called Retro Reports. A kind of a weak name.
I like it. I got sucked into them.
Anyway, it's like a 12-minute video, and they discuss the rise and fall of Napster. And you know how Tupac said, like, "I'm not gonna be the change. I might spark the change in the."
I'm not gonna change the world, but I guarantee you, I'm gonna spark the brain that changes the world.
Exactly. That's what
Napster famous quote.
That's what Napster was, low key. Napster was the Tupac of music. Whoa.
Napster the Tupac of music. There you go.
You know what I'm saying?
He's the Tupac of Tupac. Napster was a Napster of Napster.
Anyway, so basically in the video they detailed Napster, and basically the kid who invented it, he was in college. He went to Northeastern University.
Wow, that was a good memory because I did not know what school.
Yeah, it's in Boston, and
it's in Boston,
And he created it, and then eventually the music world had never seen anything like it. And
what is it?
It's a music sharing service or platform that essentially opened up everyone's hard drives that was a part of Napster.
Ooh.
And it was like a peer-to-peer sharing network. So if you had, for example, Illmatic on your computer,
classic.
What?
Hip hop head.
It's a good album. If you had Illmatic by Nas on your computer, and I had The Pink Print by Nicki Minaj.
Wow, that wasn't around back then. I had Black Star.
The first hip hop album I ever listened to, by the way, Black Star.
No one cares.
Okay. And so if I had The Pink Print by Nicki Minaj on my hard drive, we could swap them or share them through the internet.
And this was in the age when there was nothing digital. Like everything was still physical CDs.
At this time, the music industry was running an empire. And basically that hella money, because back then it was like the CD boom, when they outlined it from like 84 to 2000, the CD boom. And that's when you had to buy a whole $18 CD, like for example, like 12 tracks.
Was it $18? I remember CDs being like $12, $15.
It depends on where you're getting it from. Like,
deluxe edition.
You know what I mean?
Double disc.
Yeah.
Bonus cover.
You would have to buy a whole CD if it wasn't a single to get one song. and that's when the CD market and the music industry was booming. So, for example, in the video, they gave the example of Puffy or P Diddy, whatever his name is, Puffy and Biggie Smalls. They put out 2 music videos back to back.
By the way, his best ad lib, the best ad lib of all time,
What
when
is
people
it?
talk about, is Puffy. All he would do is,
I suppose.
All right, sorry, go ahead.
But yeah, no. They put out 2 music videos back to back, and they both had I was gonna say illustrious, elaborate, not police car, helicopter chases in them. And this was a time when music videos had hella big budgets, like millions of dollars to make a music video.
Huge helicopters and huge like explosions in the background and stuff like that. Also, side note, I was watching this interview with T-Pain, and they're like saying, what was it like back in the day? Like, was it easy to get features or whatever? The song "One More Drink" by T-Pain.
Drop some knowledge.
He asked Ludacris to be on the song, and Luda dropped a verse on the song, and he paid Ludacris $350,000 for a 16-bar verse. You gotta let the bomb ride out, bro. That's a big one. There you
You're
go.
so annoying.
He dropped a 16-bar verse for $350,000. I would like to see someone break that down and how much he got paid per word. It was probably in the 20,000s.
I'm not gonna challenge you on that math because
No,
I can't do it in my head.
It's probably like at least 5,000 probably
per word,
per
right?
word.
It's wild.
But and then T-Pain charged him back for a feature $350,000.
Well, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, so it's like
But see,
basically
the labels had that money back then.
yeah, but that was the whole thing is like you would go to a label and they like the labels pay for features and stuff. You're not paying that out of your own pocket, so they like give you a budget for an album.
Yeah.
And their budgets used to be way higher. That's why like
because the CD boom was so lucrative. Like,
yeah, because they were making the music industry had all this money because they were making money off CDs, they're making money off the videos, all that type of stuff.
Yes.
So they had like a ton of money.
And they didn't expect the internet to come through and Napster to come through.
Nah.
They didn't expect that at all. They totally got blindsided and it low-key undercut like the market, you know what I mean? Because they were essentially stealing.
Yeah.
And then they started putting it like artists would be on TV, like Britney Spears, Madonna, and Nelly, and DMX would be like, it's just like walking into a store and stealing the CD. You wouldn't do that, would you?
That reminds me of the Hillary Duff commercial.
Oh yeah.
Where like there's these girls in the clothes, the holding
I
them up.
do remember that.
She's like, and there's these 2 girls and they're like holding it up. It's like, what do you think? That looks gay.
Oh. not like that was a wrong message.
And then
It's just
Hillary,
execution.
Hillary Duff shows up. He's like, hey, that's offensive. I was like, yo,
I mean, it was, and
corny.
It was a corny commercial, but still, I stand behind that message.
yo, I don't know how you could just do that in like a way that wouldn't be like that commercial was hilarious.
Yeah.
Like, yes, the message was correct.
Gay.
That was the commercial's so funny.
Right.
It's so funny.
I agree.
Like, yes is messed up.
Yes.
Yes. That was. I appreciate that they made a commercial about that. By the way, who sponsored that commercial?
I have no idea.
Like, who? Like, is it a government agency?
I don't know. It's like who advertises milk. You know what I mean?
We need a government agency to start making ads about you guys. Hey, you guys, cut that out.
Nope. It's just say all.
Hey,
hey everyone.
that's offensive.
Anyway.
Are you seeing any good?
But Napster, basically, at the time when the music industry was making the most money, the Napster came through and it started on in a college dorm room, and he essentially opened up everyone's servers. What am I?
Yeah.
Hard drives, and eventually people started downloading. They had like thousands of MP3s on their computer, and the RIAA, the Recording Industry of America, or something like that. I forgot what it was called. They took legal action and shut it down after like a year of court battles.
A full year, yeah. They've been at it for a while.
And so the user base of Napster grew to like 70 million. Sorry.
70 billion. 70 billion. There's more. There's aliens using that. The people we haven't even met yet. We're like
70 million.
Yo, this thing they got on Earth, this Napster thing's nuts, bro. I could get Britney Spears for free.
Britney Spears.
70 billion people.
70 million. Sorry, 70 million were using Napster. And essentially, after they shut it down, it really didn't matter because at that point, the fan base or the user base of Napster spread out to other sites. They made other sites, for example, like LimeWire.
Shout out to LimeWire.
Yeah, I never used LimeWire.
You never used LimeWire? You're one of those kids who's like, oh man, I'm gonna get like a blah blah. I'm gonna get something.
Huh?
What's wild? People thought they'd get wild viruses from LimeWire.
Nah, I mean,
Yeah,
that wasn't
people
me.
were, like,
I just
afraid.
didn't use it.
LimeWire was the people. There was, and they like talked about it in that video because Napster made everything free. And then for a while, it was like that guy was like super popular. Napster was super popular. He was like going on MTV Awards and stuff. Like,
Yeah, they brought him out.
this dude was like a celebrity because he made access to music. And it was weird because at that point in time, why it took so long is no one had any idea how to treat that. You know what I mean? Because before, music was such like a physical thing. It was a good you bought and sold. They turned it into like a global thing that you could share with other people.
And that's tough because Naps like music in its like purest form is not a physical thing. You know what I mean? Like you can't, and
it's not a commodity,
right? And the music industry did a really good thing by like. I guess the only way to package it is in hard form. You know what I mean?
Well,
like
that's the only way
form.
you could consume it
back then,
regardless,
right?
Yeah.
So now, like when the internet came along, he really innovated the process and like, yo, you can get these things for free, and it doesn't have to be any like physical, tangible things. You can get them through files on your computer.
And people knew that. Like they were interviewing a whole bunch of people, like some lady who was high up at YouTube now, and she was saying that like they knew, like all the like music high ups knew at that time when they saw Napster.
Yeah,
they saw this is the death of the music industry
because they said also that the main thing that the music industry was making money off of was the distribution of music.
Yeah,
because back then, before pre-internet or pre-popular internet, like anyone could make a record with enough money. That's what they said in the video, but you couldn't get it distributed. That's what the music industry did have power over. And also with that, I totally lost my train of thought. I'm sorry.
it opened up access, I think, because now like, and then like that's what like that we'll get into that later. But that's like from Napster, it changed the entire music industry. But he was like what I was saying before is he was a celebrity, and people thought it was like this great thing, and a lot of people were a part of it. And that guy was like everywhere. Like he was like a big time guy, and like everyone loved it. But it took a while for the music industry. Like it wasn't illegal when it first started. It wasn't illegal because no one knew how to treat it.
Right.
Because it's like, is it illegal? Like when it comes down to like the basis of it, is it illegal for me to share? Like if I have a CD, to share it with you?
Right. Is burning CDs, by the way, is that illegal?
I'm pretty sure that's illegal.
And you know what's crazy? They would sell disc drives that had burning capabilities.
But what's wild is like, where do you draw the line? Like, do you draw the line at like, what if you're in my car and I play you the CD? Is it illegal for me to share with you that CD? You know what I mean? Because you're hearing it, like, or is it just the physical possession of it?
Right.
But then when it's not physical anymore, when it turns to digital, where do you draw the line of possession of this is mine and that's yours? So it kind of blurred the lines, and it took them like a long time to realize like, yo, this is illegal.
Right.
You can't do this. And then it took them the whole year to say, yeah, this is actually bad.
And shut it down.
Shut it down.
And so also with like the effects of that idea that music can be free, now present day, they highlighted this musician. I forgot what his name was, but shout out to that guy. He like plays
guitar dude.
Yeah, he plays guitar and stuff. And he basically said that out of now to make money off of like off of his music, he has to tour like 200 something days out of the whole year to like make money, and that's like touring is like his whole like revenue. And he said, you know, like streaming, which is a good answer to illegally downloading stuff, is like nice and stuff, but it doesn't really pay that much for me. And if you told me when I was a kid that I'd be touring all the time and stuff like that, I would have expected myself to be making way more money. Going
back to that T-Pain thing,
yes,
like he was saying that like because of that, because like they were making so much money and it was all off like album sales, and then the budget was used to be so high, like you could spend $350,000 on a feature, and now they're like, why do you need that much money in a budget when you could literally people are filming music videos on iPhones?
Yeah, exactly.
And they're like making these super low budget things, and they're selling a ton of records,
right? And so, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
So with that now, like to answer like the piracy that was going on the internet, that's when my guy Stevie J stepped in.
Oh wait, before that, I want to talk about like how it spawned, like
let him know.
We're talking about LimeWire, and it spawned like what my like a lot of people growing up like our age.
Yeah,
I paid for music up until like I was in like 3rd grade, and then I stopped paying for music, and I haven't paid for music until like Apple Music came along. But like it's like
Dom, wait, hold the phone. What? Dom, you're stealing music?
Hell yeah,
Dominic.
LimeWire was the greatest thing that ever happened to me. It gave me access to like, dude, if you think about it, to like listen to a lot of music, you would drop $12, $15 2 albums, that's 30.
Remember the CD rack? The CD
Bro, I
racks?
still have mine. Yeah,
That's
I have
wild.
like a booklet full.
Oh
of
yeah,
CDs.
hell yeah.
But like access to music, you had to have money. It
Yeah,
became like
for sure.
a luxury to like have albums. You know what I mean?
That's the thing. Like, but the internet was the great democratizer of that.
LimeWire came out, and like
Yeah.
LimeWire came out when I was like 5th grade.
Did you know about Napster, by the way, when you were like?
No, I didn't know about Napster because when Napster came out, I was like in kindergarten, 1st grade.
Yeah, yeah.
So I grew up. I didn't live in the
Me
the
neither.
Napster phase. I did live in LimeWire, but LimeWire was wild, and it was weird because even when I was that age, it was like people thought like what you said about you're stealing music.
Yeah.
People thought you would come to and they said in that video it was crazy because once that started happening, they started finding hella people.
Yeah.
Because they were like trying to like set the tone that if you steal music, you're gonna get in trouble.
In that clip, remember when they interviewed the college kids?
Yeah.
And it was like, how many MP3s do you have on your computer? She was like, maybe like 100. Liar.
They asked that one dude. He's like, "How many do you have? 7,000."
Confidently. He was like peeking behind his door though.
He's like
He was
7,000. Don't come in here. Hey, chill out,
I'm like
chill.
100? Nah, bro, get out of here.
LimeWire was wild though because it was like honestly, I felt like LimeWire was a Wild West.
Dude, it's crazy. People really ride for LimeWire today, nowadays.
LimeWire was so tight because you could download whatever music you wanted. But the wild thing that people happened that like I have 2 wild stories about this. First one was like you would try to download like music. I would try to download music videos. This one time I tried to download this music video.
What was it?
And you'd pull up and you would search in the thing.
Yeah.
It was an app. So it was, you'd open the program, you'd search in LimeWire like whatever you wanted.
Yeah.
I would look up like I was super into like Real Big Fish, ska band.
Yeah.
Type in their name.
We get it, bro. Your music taste is very diversified.
Yeah, because like YouTube at this point too, I was still using dial-up, so you couldn't
Yeah.
watch videos on YouTube. So it was easier to download them.
Did you know how side note, before we get into YouTube, like how early on did you know about YouTube?
Pretty early. I won't say I was still in elementary school.
I figured it out like tail end of like I figured out when I got into junior high around 2007.
Yeah, I think that was the time.
That was crazy.
But I couldn't use it because I had dial-up and it was so slow.
Right.
It was like I don't know if you remember the resolution back then.
Bad.
It was horrible.
Toasters.
Like, it was like it was bad resolution and it was on dial-up. So it was like dial-up was. I was super late into like the DSL game, so I had dial-up for like a minute.
DSL?
Yeah,
The library had DSL.
I was super late. Like we
Yeah.
had dial-up for the longest time. But anyway, and you'd go on LimeWire and you type in like in the search bar, this is what I want. And then like all these results would come up. But it was users who had these files saved on their computer.
Exactly.
So they could name them whatever they want.
Yeah.
You didn't know what the actual file you were getting. So I tried downloading this video one time.
What was it?
It was like a more popular video.
Yeah.
Like it was a video name. It was a dog.
No, dude, everyone says this.
Wait, a lot of people.
The dog thing with the
It was a dog having sex
Oh my
with its
God.
owner.
with
It
a
was-
with a girl.
With a girl.
Dude, I've heard about this.
You probably heard the story from me.
No, I've heard it from you and multiple people.
Dude, it's nuts. And I remember like
did you watch it?
I remember I opened it up to
Wild.
watch the music video and I like it was literally like this girl like
No way.
talking on the phone and then you see like the dog come in the picture and I was like I was like what is this?
No
and then all of a
way.
sudden you see like the dog mount and I was like
no way.
yo
No way. I've
I
heard-
was like yo I was nuts.
And wait, okay. I don't want to get too into this.
Yeah.
I've heard this before, and
Yeah.
I want to know, like,
It was like a husky
did she?
dog.
Oh, like a bigger dog.
It was a big dog.
And did she like try to like get it?
This girl wanted this to happen.
No way.
Yeah, I swear. It wasn't like an accident or anything.
Bro.
It was nuts. I was shocked. I was like, what the hell is going on?
Bro, that's some wild thoughts.
But side note, if you watch the rise of Soulja Boy,
through
Soulja Boy would
I remember
literally so if you search like a popular song like Britney Spears, Soulja Boy would put his Soulja Boy tell him crank that Soulja Boy. I don't know what this.
that. He would name it other shit.
He would name it Britney Spears songs.
Yes,
So you would
exactly.
download it and then you would get Soulja Boy crank that.
Yeah.
And that's how that song became popular. He made it and then put it on LimeWire under fake names. So and that would happen to me a lot of
He
different
did
songs.
that on YouTube also.
I would literally go and try to download like songs that I liked, and I would think for the longest time, like
That's the song.
I would look up a band name,
Yeah.
and then like all these songs would come up, and I download them,
Yeah.
but they would be under fake names. So I would think that this song was by a band I liked, and it was only years later I would
Yeah,
realize
exactly.
this was someone else. And Soulja Boy used that to his advantage.
Right.
Young internet hustler.
That's crazy.
It was
you know,
nuts.
you know what that low-key reminds me of? This is kind of off the point. You know that brand, the Hundreds?
Yeah.
They would get low-key like they would get into stores, right? But
Yeah.
they'd barely get in, right? And then they would like have a little display, but then they'd wait like around the corner of the stores, and they'd walk up to people, like, give them like $100, and then they'd be like, "Yo, go in and buy 2 teas." Like,
Why?
so they can show that that they were moving product. So if you were on the street and I was that dude Bobby Hundreds, like that had the brand, I'd be like around the corner from the store, and you'd walk past me.
You tell him to go and
like,
buy
yo,
2 shirts.
go in and buy a couple shirts, and bring it back to me. Like, you can spend this money and buy 2 shirts.
Other side note, but like this is kind of related.
Yeah.
This is to like what that
all the hustlers out there.
the Boom Gang.
Oh,
You know
yeah.
Boom Gang. He's like this Instagram dude who he does this like crazy shit,
Yeah.
and then he like goes on. He like just does crazy stuff. Like he'll go into like a restaurant and like order something, and then jump on the counter, start pouring shakes everywhere. And
Yeah.
he got famous for stealing stuff. So he would go in, like, he got a tattoo, and he'd be, like, on his phone, like, he'd be video recording himself, be like, oh, this is cool, this is cool. He's like, hold on, let me see in the mirror. And he'd look at the guy, and he'd run out. And he'd run out while he was standing. He's like, boom gang, boom gang.
It's wild.
That fool got, like, popular. He followed and unfollowed until he had 10,000 followers. So he would just, like, follow people, unfollow,
How long do you think that
follow
took-
people,
how long did that
unfollow.
take him, you
I have
think?
no idea.
Because it's like, damn, bro, you have to follow, like, you basically have to follow, like, at least 15,000 people.
And
You know what I
not
mean?
only, bro, I bet it's, like, a 1-to-5 ratio. I
Yeah.
bet he had to follow, like, 50,000.
That's crazy. Dude, that's nuts.
And then he did it, got that audience,
Yeah.
and then started releasing those videos, and he got popular.
Yeah.
So he built his own audience. Like,
Right.
he didn't organically grow an audience. He cheated.
It depends on how you view cheating, right? Like that's like a strategy. That's not
Yeah.
that's not the traditional way to like build your audience,
Yeah.
quote unquote. But I mean that's a way to go about it, you know.
I mean, it works. So I'm not, I
Yeah.
want to say, yeah, I think cheating is the wrong word, but he, like, finessed
Yeah, I
his
feel
audience.
that. I
You
feel
know what I
that.
mean?
But then kind of tying that back to music, like now we were talking about this last night. Like
Yeah.
Steve Jobs, like, I don't know if you want to touch on this now. Like Steve Jobs
Oh, yeah,
came
yeah.
through to combat the piracy online, and he released the iTunes store, like the iTunes music store.
We were talking about this last night, how, like, we give credit to Steve Jobs for, like, the iPod, the iPhone,
You know what's crazy?
the Apple computer.
In the book, in the biography, Loki, they said that like Steve Jobs revolutionized like 5 industries: music, phone, internet, and like
Internet. How do you do internet?
Because the internet experience wasn't the same on our phone before the iPhone.
Oh,
Like
okay.
you couldn't browse. Like, remember the BlackBerry
Oh,
things? that
no,
the-
dude. Do you remember Verizon, like, the
Oh
store?
my god,
That
yeah.
was horrible.
What was it called?
like-
it was like V something.
I know. I knew exactly what you're talking about. It was like you could access the internet, but it was
so bad on
It
your
was like
phone.
ridiculous.
Yeah. Thanks to my guy Stevie J, touchscreens and all that.
I feel like he never gets enough credit because, like, okay, so after Napster, even though they shut down Napster, the jig was already up.
Yeah.
Because all these new sites came up, and
Exactly.
everyone, like, as like me, because I used LimeWire, from that point on, I expected to get my music for free.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And so it
I
went-
never really bought anything on the iTunes store. Like,
No, me either.
Yeah. If I couldn't download it, if I couldn't find a way to download it, like, I would low key cop it. But that's it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. That was the only tough thing. It was like an underground artist. Like, you had to buy it because you
Yeah.
couldn't. If it was only like more popular stuff.
Yeah.
But it went from LimeWire to the more sophisticated way of torrents, which is like peer-to-peer sharing.
Yeah.
And torrents is like, I use torrents for like a significant amount of my life.
Which even now though, with streaming, like I don't torrent that much unless I need the songs on my computer for
unless
something.
I need them for like if I'm
a-
sampling it or
yeah.
something.
Whoa,
You know,
chill
you
out,
had to
bro.
give
Yeah.
it, throw a little plug. in
You
there.
know what I mean? Dominant music.
But it was, but torrenting was the best because like LimeWire, you could only do single MP3s. Then torrents
know
came
that.
out. Yeah,
I know you-
LimeWire, it was only single
That
files.
sucks.
So torrents came out, and now you could download whole albums, whole discographies, movies, like
TV shows,
programs.
wild.
All the programs I use right now are hacked, son.
we have to
Drop a
Hey,
bomb. Oh,
Me too.
I got Logic Pro. I got Final Cut.
Final Cut,
come on. I don't have Final
You don't
Cut.
have Final Cut. I
I
was about
have
to call you out.
Ableton. I was trying to say Ableton. But yeah, all my programs, even like back in the day, I had like Reason. I wouldn't be making music right now if I didn't have torrents.
You know what's crazy? They busted Forever 21 for using illegally downloaded like photo software.
That's hilarious.
When they're a big company, they could definitely purchase software,
Yeah.
but they were using low-key torrented shit.
I was using torrented Microsoft Word for like a long time.
Really?
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Didn't know
It's,
that.
it's tight. But it gave like, because the internet, what the biggest thing it did was give access.
Yeah, so now everyone wants their stuff for free.
I will I'm so in the zone of I'm
Free
not gonna-
shit,
if it's a program I'm gonna use on my computer, why am I gonna pay?
Why
for
would
it?
I buy that,
Yeah.
But the thing is though, like sometimes if like, do you feel the need to like respect the people who first of all like made the app or made the
Yeah.
program, made the music or made that movie or show. You know what I mean? Like in a way, I feel a little bit guilty. Not guilty to the point where I'm not gonna do it,
Yeah.
right? But like I feel bad because if I was someone making that stuff, like I would want me to catch a break and like get paid for the stuff that I made. Like
Yeah.
everyone says, like pay the people who make it, right?
I think what I've done, and this kind of gives me peace, because I'm like want to make music as well.
Yes.
And I can't like want to make music and then like steal from other musicians.
Yeah.
So I think like if you make good music, I should be able to steal it first, try it out, rent it, and if it's good, and if I like it, and if you made a really good album, I'll go out and buy it.
Right.
Kendrick made like great albums. I bought them on CD and I bought them on vinyl.
That's cool. Yeah.
And I like buying things on vinyl more because like I don't really necessarily listen to them, but I like physically having that.
yeah.
And
On
those,
wax.
yeah, those,
You gotta have it on wax.
and those cost $30. So
Exactly.
I'm paying like even
That's
more.
like 2 albums. You know what
exactly. So like if they like I think if it's good, I think you should. I'm gonna free
Yeah.
download it. And then if it's good, I'll go out and buy it and
Yeah, yeah,
support.
yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? You have to earn my money.
I bought the Blonded. I bought the Boys Don't Cry magazine.
See, exactly.
I bought the album.
and
you know what I mean?
plus, when I was really into music, I was going to see them tour too.
Of course.
So if you made a fan out of me, you had to earn it. Now it became harder to make money because you couldn't just put out a crappy album
Yeah.
and people are gonna buy it.
yeah.
Because people are gonna hear it, and then if you're good, they'll go see you or they'll go purchase merch or whatever.
So also going back to like YouTube, low key,
Yeah.
that also was a weird thing for the music industry to deal with because people could just upload their favorite songs as a video.
Wait, before you go to YouTube, I want to go to
Just-
iTunes because
Oh yeah,
we
go for it.
only
go for
touched on it. Wait.
Oh yeah, yeah. So iTunes, and then we talked about also like streaming, but going back to iTunes,
Yeah.
basically the sales started booming, you know, with iTunes. Like,
Wait,
people
explain
were-
what iTunes did.
So to counter piracy and stuff, they let you. So in the LimeWire business model, kind of, they let you purchase whole albums. But what's also great about iTunes, the store, was that they let you buy individual songs for 99 cents each.
And the biggest thing about that was there was no digital market for music at the time.
Doing that at all?
It
No
was
way.
you were still purchasing CDs. You didn't like you. There was nowhere you could actually buy
Yeah.
MP3s, digital MP3s. You could just illegally download them.
And what's so genius about that too is that it also fed the business of the iPod. If you think about it,
Yeah.
because I guarantee you Steve Jobs wasn't gonna do that if it didn't help him
Yeah,
somehow.
no,
You know what I mean?
100%.
So like it definitely helped the music industry and it helped funnel in sales for the iPod. Because what are you gonna do? Like, I mean, you can download every track one by one, or you can just buy albums. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And have it go to your iPod, which is crazy.
And honestly, like sometimes, like what we were saying, it is easier to like, all right, it's just like $1. I'll just buy the song.
Exactly. It's easier. It's an easier mental hurdle. Like for example, like free and 99 cents. It's like for most people, it's like not the biggest gap, right?
Yeah.
Like I can pay 99 cents for.
I can do that.
You know what I mean? So that was kind of an easy mental hurdle to get over. Like,
Yeah.
and I'm supporting the artist, blah blah blah. You know.
He basically took this thing that was like, all of a sudden it was this rigid model forever, and then it broke out, and he like so I think of it like, you know, they're in the shed, like there was all these
Yeah.
animals in the shed. They broke out,
Right.
and
right.
he built a fence around
Steve
them.
Jobs is a shepherd.
Yeah, Steve Jobs. He let them be in the open, but he built a fence around it and gave us some structure.
So he essentially like saved it a little bit. Like he didn't fully stop the bleeding.
Nah,
but
nah,
he
nah,
he
nah.
definitely curved it so where like even though Tower Records is going out of business,
that was a
oh man, so sad, right?
yeah, because I used to go to there was a Tower Records down in Brea. And
Hell yeah,
that was
bro.
like
That
like,
was the spot.
that was like my family's trip. Like we would go down to Tower Records and buy
Man.
albums.
Yo, were you Blockbuster or were you Hollywood Video?
I was Blockbuster.
Damn, bro. Yo, man.
I
shout out
liked
to
Hollywood Video better, but there's a Blockbuster like at both of my houses. They were like right down the street.
Oh, really?
So it was just accessible.
Dude, Hollywood Video was my jam.
I like buying or renting movies.
Yeah, me too. It was never. I always felt like my family would like it was a weekend we like go out to eat low key and then we'd go to like Hollywood Video.
get a Hollywood-
I'd be so
Which one do we
excited.
want?
I get butterflies and stuff like in the movie section. Oh, God.
Oh, so many choices.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was tight. I miss those days too.
So yeah, after the iTunes thing, like people were downloading music legally, right?
Yeah.
And then eventually people started. I think that piracy got better. Like I think that
Oh, yeah.
downloading shit got better. So then eventually, now the new answer for like piracy online,
Yeah.
is streaming.
It's crazy.
Like with Spotify and Apple Music and Tidal and stuff like that.
It took the music industry so long to figure out a way to like make money again.
Yeah.
Because it was because once like Napster was literally the tipping point.
Yes.
And people saw it. Like once Napster came out, everything was
The mental
exactly
the mindset of the community changed.
the mindset of the consumer was I can get my music for free
But see,
and
now,
anytime I want.
and now the jump from like 99 cents, or like for example, like maybe like $12 an album, like
Yeah.
on iTunes, or 99 cents a song, to like 10 or 5 or $10, depending on if you're like a student.
Yeah.
Like $5 a month. That's not a big mental jump either.
Yeah.
Like going from, oh man, I don't know if I could pay like 99 cents for the song. Yeah, I could pay $5 a month to stream as many songs as I want.
Exactly, and it's so smart because that's like I don't think it's gonna get. I mean, obviously it could get, but I don't think it will get any better than that.
Yeah.
Like because now you're paying $10 because
Unless it does get free. Like unless music is eventually like for free, you
Yeah.
know, it doesn't get better than that.
well, because you already had with the internet and like torrenting and stuff, you had access to as much music as you want, but you had to put in work.
Yeah,
Like you had to
exactly.
go home to your computer. And sometimes it was hard to find albums
For sure.
And there was a risk of getting a virus.
Yeah.
There was a risk of getting some like
Low
spam.
quality.
Exactly. So it was like there was some steps you had to take, even though you could get it for free. It was a little harder.
Yeah.
And even like when like iTunes came up, I would still do the work because I didn't
Yeah,
want to spend the money.
for sure.
So I would still torrent it. Now with streaming, I can be on my phone and listen to anything I want. I don't have to go home to my computer, download it, transfer it to my iPod.
Tough.
That's why they made it like more accessible and they put a price on it where it was
Yeah.
like, all right, I'm down to do that.
The only thing that I find with stream, okay, so back in high school, we were in high school from 2009 to 2012.
Yeah.
So during that time, it was a very interesting time for music, or at least like rap. You know what I mean? Where you would have like blogs that were really big, like for example, Two Dope Boys.
Yeah.
And you would have artists, like independent artists, that could put their shit on Mediafire and like rapid
That
share
was
or
how.
whatever.
Oh, that's wild.
You know what I mean?
Or Dat Piff.
Exactly. That's a whole different way of sharing music,
Yeah.
right? But now with Apple Music, you low-key have to have a deal or some sort of distribution.
That's what the thing that
That's
makes me
what's tough for
that's
artists.
The thing that makes me mad. It was in such a good, like there was that like period after iTunes pre-streaming
Exactly.
where it was like you could still put up music and people down. Like I heard about a lot of the independent underground like,
Exactly.
on the rise artists because they put their music up for free.
Yeah.
Because they didn't have enough money to distribute albums. And they didn't have enough money to like clear samples and put it on iTunes. And it was still like where you could download it for free,
Yeah.
easy. And that was like where a lot of people prospered because they didn't need a label and you didn't need to get stuff cleared and stuff.
I wish that there was some way for that to be like now. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
now if you want your music to be heard, you got to put it on all the streaming services. But back then, you got to hit a blog really hard.
You
know,
hit a
like-
blog, you download the full tape, and
Yeah.
then put it on your iPod.
That was great, bro. Honestly, I really feel that. Like,
was
I really
tight.
miss that.
Yeah, I miss that too. Because now, like, to stream it, I mean, you have to, it's a little bit harder to stream stuff. And I'll explain this like this because I do sample based music.
Yes.
And samples is when you take another song. It's not like a remix, but you use aspects of that song and make a new song out of it.
Yeah.
And when you do that, you owe royalties and you have to get it cleared by the person who made the original song
They
and
have to
pay
say,
them a
they have to
certain
say,
percentage.
this is okay to use. Like, you're
Yeah.
cool to do this.
And so in order to do that, you have to have like a music lawyer and like contact the record company and make sure it's cleared by them. So it's a lot harder. It's like a legal process.
Exactly.
So for an independent artist to do that and get their music on Apple Music, you have to have at least some sort of backing and footing.
if you want to
get
sample, if you don't use all original, like
all original
composition-
music and like instruments and
Yes.
stuff like that. So it's now like as an independent artist coming up, and if you are sample based, it's harder to get your music on those platforms if you don't have like a team behind you.
In a way, that's a good thing for the music industry. That still kind of feeds money into that whole industry.
They're
their
winning
pocket.
again. Like
yeah.
for a long time, the consumer had the upper hand, and now they've like reined it in to the point where like
It's a good medium, you know.
they're on the upper hand again because now a lot of more people are paying for their music. I haven't paid for my music in like 10 years.
Now you're paying for it.
I'm
again,
paying
right?
for my music again.
But see, eventually, I feel like with the internet going forward, like things are gonna be free. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
eventually, I don't know when. For example, if you think about like the way that Chance the Rapper released what was it, Coloring Book? Or
Coloring
whatever?
Book and Acid Rap
Right. So
and 10 Day.
right, but with Coloring Book, it was really special because he did that SoundCloud thing, and then he had that deal with Apple to release it on Apple Music for.
He didn't do SoundCloud. He did Apple Music
oh, wait.
exclusively for 2 weeks.
Okay. I'm messed up. But yeah, so he did the Apple Music thing exclusively for 2 weeks, and that was like a deal of like exclusivity. Like you can only have it on Apple Music for these two weeks.
Yeah.
And then he finally hit all the other streaming platforms.
And then he put it on SoundCloud for free.
for free,
Mhm.
right? SoundCloud's really interesting, by the way, because
Why?
I don't really like the platform that much.
The
but people really
the
ride.
Apple SoundCloud's horrible. The
Yeah.
SoundCloud like app is so bad.
I don't like it.
I hate it. I hate the UI.
That's how I feel about low-key like Snapchat. Pre this whole update fiasco with
Yo,
Snapchat.
is that like I don't use Snapchat like that, but I
Nah.
heard people like
People really
Yo,
hate it.
side note, if you got this far into the episode,
Ooh.
yo, we're giving away a free T-shirt.
Yo, we got a few teas left when we first released them, and we gotta give them away, bro.
There's a post on this episode on Sunday. This is if you listen to this. There's a post on Sunday. On February 11th.
Yes.
The date we post on the Peer Pressure Instagram. If you comment on that post, you have to comment something specific.
Now you should. Okay, first of all, the rules. You gotta follow us,
You gotta follow us.
and they should subscribe on YouTube.
You gotta subscribe on YouTube. Our YouTube game's weak right now.
Follow us on Instagram. Subscribe on YouTube.
And we're gonna give you a free shirt if you comment on that video that we post releasing this episode 34. You have
gotta
to comment
say a special phrase.
ABG for life.
And that's A as in apple, B as in boy, G for green.
Capital A, capital B, capital G, and then number 4, and then L Y.
Nope, no, regular. Just
No,
life.
no, L Y F E.
No.
You had to do that.
That's so corny.
Capital A B G space the number 4 space L Y F E.
We're also accepting regular spellings of life because that's whack.
If you do that, we're not sending you a shirt.
no,
That's
you can
that's
definitely do that. We don't have that many shirts left, so we can't we can't guarantee your size.
We can't guarantee size, yeah.
And if you want to see the shirts, you can scroll down like to our when we first released them. The photos are there of like the gray and purple. So
The first 2 people to comment, first 2?
that's cool.
We'll give out 2?
Yeah, we'll give out 2 this time. This
All
round.
right, first 2 people to comment that on the picture.
Yes.
You get a free shirt.
And our
we'll DM
Instagram-
you and we'll
Send it
them
out
to you.
Our Instagram is at peerpressure, and you can find. We don't have the custom URL for YouTube, so you can find the YouTube link in our bio if you scroll down.
This is a
little
lot
bit.
of stipulations.
No. Okay,
But you
so
have to be following us.
Okay, here's the outline. Follow us on Instagram at peerpressure. Subscribe on YouTube. We'll be checking. All right. If you don't have a
We'll be
YouTube
checking.
account, make it. And and you got to comment on the post we post on
On
Sunday.
Instagram.
Yes.
And you have to be following us. If you don't, we're not going to
Yeah, you have to follow us. ABG for the number, and then
LYFE.
I or Y.
No, it's Y. If honestly, I swear, if you put an I, we're not
It
going to send you
depends on
shirt.
who's
I'm
looking
vetoing
at
it.
If Brando is looking at the post and you put I, that's chill.
If you honestly put an I will veto it.
Okay, whatever. So make sure you follow us on Instagram, subscribe on YouTube, comment ABG for life on the photo we post.
All right, cool. I
And,
forgot what we were talking about.
Me too. But we're talking about streaming from like stream music, paying for music and stuff.
Yeah.
Um,
Damn, I got distracted.
it's okay. But yeah, if you want to get music now, you low-key have to go through a label or have some sort of distribution to get
Whack.
on Apple Music or
It's
you know.
whack.
How do you feel about like we're talking about SoundCloud.
Oh yeah. I forgot what you were gonna say about that.
How bad the platform is on your phone and
Yeah, it's pretty
Snapchat.
bad.
Oh, we were talking about Snapchat. Remember that?
Oh yeah, the UI.
Yeah, the UI is trash. I don't like Snapchat at all.
I don't use Snapchat like that, but
Nah.
it's pretty. It seems it's weird. Like, how do you release something like that and everyone hates it?
You know, okay, I was watching a video on Snapchat like about it.
Yeah.
And you know what's missing? Like the difference between Snapchat and Instagram is the discoverability of Snapchat accounts.
Oh, you can't find other people's Snapchats.
That's what I really don't like about it. Like I really can't
Do you go on the Explore page that much?
of Instagram?
Yeah.
I mean kind of, but I mean not necessarily the explore page, but like that kind of leads you to find other people's
Yeah, because like,
Instagram. You know what I mean?
you could click on like I can tag you in my picture, and then you look at your profile and you're like, oh, this guy's cool, and you follow him.
Yeah,
Snapchat's only your only friends that you physically meet in real life,
Yeah,
and
give
you're
me
like,
your
yo,
Snapchat.
give me your Snapchat.
But see, the thing with that is also like for like famous people, it's like you have to seek out, you have to find their
Yeah.
Snapchat.
Or you have to see like on an Instagram post.
Exactly. Oh, my Snap is XY baby.
Yeah, follow me on
Asian-
Snap.
Asian boy baby 123. You know what I
ABB.
mean?
Yeah, that's kind of tough. I'm really not a fan of
Yeah.
Snapchat at all.
But anyway, like I think that everything eventually is gonna be free. You know what I mean? Like on the internet, like music. I feel like some way, I may not have the innovative idea now,
I don't think so.
but some way, I mean, for a point in time, like for example, remember like
Oh, like it will come out again?
it'll come out as free again. Like someone, like for example, I feel like someone's gonna figure out how to stream music for free somehow. Like
I think
to
we're
get
low
in
key
that way.
closer to the end.
Of what?
I think they're figuring out how to rein in the internet. Like
Do you think so?
Yeah, because okay, if you think about it, the internet happened. The big boom of the internet was like around the 2000s.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we had it before then, but it started getting faster and more accessible, and people were using it a lot more. Like around the like mid 2000s, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then for a long time, all the industries didn't know how to react because they were set in these old systems, like physically buying stuff.
R.I.P. Borders and Blockbuster.
Yeah, but all these systems now, all these like they're because internet's basically media based.
Yeah.
All these media companies are figuring out, and they've adjusted now. Netflix videos adjusted,
Oh,
YouTube
yeah.
adjusted,
I feel that.
music adjusted. So now they're like adjusted, and they figured out like they didn't figure it out for a while. I think they're slowly
so.
with subscription based services. I think they're slowly figuring out.
You may be correct.
I don't like. That's why I don't because now like I'm paying for Netflix. I'm paying for
Right.
music. Like
People
I don't,
pay for Hulu, Netflix,
Exactly.
HBO.
So I think the free internet, like the wild wild west of the internet, is
Yeah.
slowly coming to an end, which is kind of sad.
You know what's crazy though? What I think it's gonna be tough is like paying for like cable.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people like cable cutters like they don't pay for cable anymore, so they don't get like those channels like the news and stuff. They only have like Netflix, HBO, and all
I don't
that.
have
Right. You don't have cable.
I don't have cable.
That's crazy. Because
I don't have a home phone anymore, which is wild.
yeah,
to
no,
me.
no one has home phones anymore.
By the way,
my
you-
grandma doesn't have a home phone.
You need a
anymore.
home phone, a corded home phone in case of emergencies. When the cell phone towers go down, your landline will still work. So
When
make
the-
sure you have a corded phone for emergencies.
when the apocalypse hits.
Yeah, just letting you know.
Damn. But yeah, so I think that the future is looking bright for the internet.
I think the future is looking bright for the companies.
Yeah.
I think they're
But see, I don't mind paying that like
I do.
$5 a month for
I'd
like,
rather have it all free.
dude.
The man can't hold me down.
Again,
Ain't nobody hold me.
I respect the artists and the people who make this shit. Low key, I really feel bad. You know what I mean? Because it's someone's livelihood.
I do bro. If you're good enough, you'll make the money.
Yeah,
You know
I
what
agree.
I mean?
I agree.
Like, so like, be better.
Right.
No, I see what you mean.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I think that eventually things will become free somehow. Again, people will figure out a way to innovate the internet to their advantage. Like somehow.
And I'm on the opposite side.
I know.
I think it took them a while. I mean, it's been like 20 years. Like I think the market has adjusted, and I think sadly the companies will always win because they're making money and they're gonna figure out how to get their money regardless, whether it's like legal action,
Yeah.
whether it's innovation. Like the companies are always gonna get their money.
It's crazy because you think that the companies are gonna win, but you don't want to pay. But I want to pay, and I don't think the companies are gonna win.
I mean, unless like a breakthrough happens, like I see the company slowly regaining control of the internet, and like now it's like hard to get stuff for free again. You know what I mean? Like you have to pay for Netflix.
They're
how do you get
capitalizing. They're capitalizing on people's laziness or people's knowledge of not knowing how to torrent stuff. You know what I mean?
I still torrent. Like if I want to see a movie that's not on Netflix, I'll torrent it.
yeah, for
But
sure.
I still pay for Netflix because the accessibility of Netflix, the library of stuff they have, I can watch whatever I want mostly.
Yeah.
But I don't want to go on the computer and download the whole entire season of The Office.
You can just watch it on Netflix.
I could just pay $6, $7 a month and watch it whenever
The Office
I
is
want.
like one. It's like one of the most popular shows ever. Like
Really?
dude, I feel like everyone watches The Office.
Oh, you're just pulling that out of your ass. That's not a real.
no, I'm no. I
It's
just
just
an
like
opinion.
I thought.
It's a feeling. It's a feeling because everyone knows The Office, bro. And the American one, I feel like, is more popular than the British one.
The British one's. Have you ever seen the British one?
No.
Trash.
I've never watched it.
Trash.
It's not good.
No, because there's like a.
It's a different humor. I feel
Yeah,
like.
and I don't get British humor.
And
at
we're
all.
not British.
If you watch it, it's
Mate.
not funny. I wonder if British people feel the same way about American humor.
Maybe.
American humor is a lot more sloppy. I feel like.
Side note. Being back to like YouTube.
Yeah.
You know Rich Brian. His name is Rich Brian now.
Rich Chigga.
Yeah. No, Rich Brian.
I thought his name was Brian Emanuel now.
Yeah, but his rapper name now is Rich Brian.
gosh.
He low-key learned. He's from Jakarta, Indonesia, and he learned American culture and humor like through memes and YouTube and like watching shit online.
You know, it's funny. Kristaps Porzingis.
R.I.P. the ACL.
That fool came from Lithuania. That's a
Latvia.
lie.
Latvia.
Latvia.
Yeah.
I don't know what accent that was. But he came from there, and they asked him. They was like, "Oh yeah, like you're gonna be in New York. Like, you afraid of like culture shock?" He's like, "Nah, I've been watching World Star."
Dude, that's crazy.
He learned American culture from World Star. And if you see him like in these pictures, he's like on these cars, and he has like Timbs on, and he bought his whole
Dude.
team Timbs for like. So
No way.
he gets American culture.
From the internet.
Yeah, but he gets it way more than like a lot of other people because he watches World Star.
Yeah.
And it's like that's hilarious to me,
And that's the power of sharing information, sharing videos online.
man.
What's up?
I love the internet.
Me too, bro. It's kind of nuts. It's kind of nuts how dependent I am on the internet.
Yeah, me
like I
too.
couldn't imagine. For example, imagine going to school when like Napster came out. Like I don't think I could survive going to school without the internet. Like,
I don't think, bro.
you gotta look up shit in the encyclopedia.
The
my
one thing
guy?
I was telling my sister, I was like, it's crazy to me because you two were born in an age
Yeah.
where you never had to use a map.
Yeah.
I forgot what they're called, Edwards or Thomas Guide. Thomas Guide, I want to say. That's
Yeah.
what it's like, a big map book. And I remember back in the day, like my dad, if we wanted to go somewhere new,
Yeah.
like if he was dropping me off at my friend's house, he would literally have to pull out a map book, look up like where it was,
Yeah.
and then like physically see how to get there using a map.
Yo, you know what that reminds me of? Not really. The opposite of that. Like going back to your younger sisters. Remember that time I was at your house?
Yeah.
And your younger sister was swimming in your pool?
Yes.
Bro,
I feel like we've told this story 3 times.
it's so
I love
funny.
this
It's
story,
so
though.
good. Yo, she was like swimming in her pool, and then she goes to the edge of the pool, and up against the wall, like perched up against the wall, is a tablet.
Her
And
iPad.
She's like talking to her friend. She's like, "How did that look? How did that look?" Is that okay? She's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna do it again for you. I'm doing it again."
She was FaceTiming her friend, and her friend was hanging out with her in the pool. Like
my
she was
God.
swimming, and her friend was watching her swim. I don't know if her other friend was swimming too.
That
That would have been next level.
That'd be wild.
That'd be next level. Yeah, but that's wild.
Yeah,
No, wait, what was I saying before that?
your daddy was using a map,
Oh yeah, and then think about like the progression, and then the internet. You had dial up.
MapQuest.
That was nuts. That sucks so bad because if you missed a turn, you're screwed. If
Yes.
you missed the exit, you only had one sheet of paper,
Yeah, you'd have to adapt. Your brain had to adapt.
and
Not-
if you went somewhere far, you had like a 3-page MapQuest thing.
Yeah.
It was-
You could print it with the map, without the map, with only the map, or directions only. You know,
You'd
what I
have to
mean?
like try to go back to that turn and try to figure it
Yeah.
out. Yeah, you were screwed.
It's wild.
And that's why like I think one of the best inventions was like online navigation.
For sure. But you know what's crazy? That like Garmin's and those
I
like
forgot about that.
devoted GPS things only lived for like 5-10 years at max. You know what I mean?
Those things were expensive too,
Yeah.
if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
But those were like that was such a big thing.
Yeah.
Like those are huge. Like everyone, you could go anywhere you wanted after that.
Yeah.
You like type in the address. But yeah, those things I forgot about those.
The lifespan was so short. But you know, the internet is the king. We sound like Gary Vee, low key.
The internet? You're making money. The internet? I don't know what
Yeah.
you would really say, but no, I feel you.
But yeah. I mean, the internet is God.
The only scary thing about the internet now is it's harder because it gave there's always a trade off. Like everyone has access now, but it's harder to make money now.
Yeah, it's tougher to make money. Like if you were an early person on the internet and you figured out a way to like make money off of it, you know what I mean? That really benefited you in a big way. But now it's like really, really even. Like everyone can make a little bit here, but no one I feel like can really strike it like super big.
Because back in the day, the industries funneled the money. So like if you were in the industry, you were making a ton of money.
Yeah.
But it was hard to get in those industries.
Yeah.
So you had like a profitable industry.
Yeah.
But it wasn't as accessible. Now the internet, it makes it super accessible where anyone can make a video, anyone can make a song, throw it up, and start getting famous.
That's the same thing with exactly being famous.
But it's harder to make money off that now.
Yeah.
Because bro, you have like Instagram celebrities and stuff. But it's like how are you gonna make money off that?
like we said before, like you can be famous now and that could just be your job. Like you could just make a regular living off being famous.
Off just being famous.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's nuts.
It's kind of wild. You can get off by if you're like hot, girl or boy, you could like post just hot pics of yourself and eventually just start advertising flat tummy tea.
Well, it's interesting because like Boomgang, like we were talking about earlier,
Yeah.
he started popping off making stupid videos, and he got like an audience. But a lot of those people who are doing like funny, like they're making some money. I don't know how much. Like I have no idea.
Yeah.
But Boom, like what he was trying to do now is he made those stupid videos, and now like a lot of these comedians, they go and they try to shift that audience and put it into another career because Boom's making music now.
Dude, you know, I feel like that's like almost the default thing for when you pop off on the internet.
Yeah.
You just start turning left and making music.
Guapdad 4000. He's an Instagram personality.
Yeah.
And he was like this. He's hilarious. He's like a comedian, and he does.
Right,
He's not
right.
like really like because I feel like comedian is different than like Instagram comedian. He just makes funny content.
Dude, there's a difference between like, for example, like a Dave Chappelle special and
Yeah.
like funny and like comedic content.
Like Vine.
Right,
Funny. You know what I
right.
mean?
It's a
Like,
big
he
difference.
makes Vines.
Yeah.
Like so he created this character, Guapdad 4000.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. The Ferragamo Falcon. This guy's hilarious.
That's
bro.
tight.
He's so funny. And then he like started making music. And then like he created that character in order because he knew he wanted to make music. So it's like getting this popularity and then getting it into a
Mm-hmm.
career that's more lucrative and you can make money off of, because you can't really make a ton of money off of being popping on Instagram.
Right.
So you have to finesse that into a different lane where you can actually start making money.
And that's crazy that people still turn to music to like make money now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting, especially with the way that the record labels are structured. You know
People
what I
just trying to get, like, they got to get attention, and then they all right, look what I'm doing. Like, he knew he always wanted to make music, but he knew he needed attention first.
On that note, subscribe to Peer Pressure.
Tell all your friends, follow Peerpressure.
You
We're
know
trying to
what I
pop
mean?
off.
At Pure Expression, trying to pop off. You know what I mean? Doesn't matter.
Try to get all your attention, and then switch on you and go into business.
Shout out to Eric Aubie for pointing out this is the attention economy.
You
Whoever
said
can-
that?
when we talked to Eric, I don't know what episode that was.
Oh, they're fighting. Dude, it's bad. I've been noticing. I was telling Eric about this. I've been noticing, like, recently,
Yeah,
I can't do anything without listening to something.
dude, I feel the same way.
Dude, it's bad. And if I'm not, and I didn't used to be that way, if I'm
No.
not listening to something like a podcast, like a YouTube show or music, like I'm doing it while I'm cooking, I'm doing it while I'm showering, I'm doing it while I'm sitting
I
down,
feel you, bro.
it sucks.
Dude,
Dude, I feel like I'm addicted to it almost.
That's why when I like now I'm trying to make it a habit. Like when I go to sleep,
Yeah.
I like try to stare at my ceiling like in the dark for as long as possible because I need to like relax my mind.
Bro, I'm
before I go
listening
to
to stuff
sleep.
as I'm falling asleep. I'll put
Really?
on YouTube videos as if I'm constantly consuming
Dude,
content.
dude, I used to do that, and then I just eventually started turning them off because I felt like I was getting consumed by the internet.
It's bad. If I'm not listening to something, I'm getting to the point where I've consumed, like, I like go on kicks. So like I'll consume everything of like one person.
Right.
And then once I finish that person,
Binge culture.
I don't have anything to do, and I don't know what to do with, like, while I'm eating. Like, I'm listening while I'm eating. I'm doing it all the time.
Yeah. No, you know what's crazy? Like in I think the country that has the best internet is South Korea.
The best. What do you mean the best
Like
internet?
the fastest, best, highest quality internet speeds and shit.
Wow.
Yeah.
Pure internet. It
Pure-
feels like water.
Pure internet.
The purest of internets.
People actually are addicted. Like it's a thing. Like they're really addicted
Bro,
to the internet.
I feel myself getting to that point.
And I don't know how many years into the future it's gonna be until like it's a worldwide thing where people are addicted to the internet. It's like an actual like phenomenon. Because I feel like it's gonna happen.
Bro,
if you don't check yourself, you know.
I was hanging out with my little brother. This fool is playing Fortnite while watching YouTubers.
Rookie, he can't watch YouTube because he can't hear the Fortnite people try to sneak up on him.
He's literally playing Fortnite, and he has his YouTube video playing. It was like this dude who's doing like a blind for 24 hours prank, and he's like put on a blindfold, and he's like,
blind for 24 hours.
well,
prank?
he's like,
that's hilarious.
he's like taking his friend, and he's blindfolding his friend, and then he has to watch out for his friend who's blindfolded for 24 hours. He just makes us do all the stupid. It's not blind.
I feel you.
And he makes it do all the stupid stuff. But he's playing Fortnite, and the video's playing, and he's like looking down, and he'll look up, and he's like consuming.
Dude.
He can't consume enough.
Dude,
you know what I
bro,
mean?
I feel the same way. Sometimes when I'm like trying to do stuff, and then I feel like I have to put this video on, but like, and then I start stepping back. I'm like, why?
I'll
Why
be
do I have
doing
to
the
do
same
this?
thing.
But see, like for example, I'm assuming that when you make music, you don't have anything else on.
Nah.
Right. So when I'm
But
like,
I want to.
when I'm like editing videos and shit, like I know I cannot have any other videos on because how am I supposed to concentrate on editing this video in front of me when I'm watching another video?
I want to. Like, one of the reasons like I don't want to make music because I don't want to stop listening to stuff sometimes.
Dude, I feel, sometimes when I'm editing videos, I wish I could watch videos while I edit
I wish I
videos.
could consume so much more stuff at one time.
That's
I feel
kind of
that.
nuts,
It's
bro.
bad.
It's kind of nuts.
I'm
And
trying to cut back.
that's why I'm really trying to check myself. And you know how I am with YouTube.
Yeah.
Like
This fool falls in the hole.
I get so deep into YouTube, bro. It's nuts. Like, dude, I prefer like high key like watching videos or having videos playing than listening to music.
Yeah, me too. Which is bad because I
It's-
like music a
yeah,
lot.
yeah. Like I'm a full-fledged video guy. And it's crazy because now I feel like they're the classical like art forms, if you want to call them that. That's just how I put them in my head, like
Yeah.
movies and TV. You know what I mean?
And music.
And music. But now it's like
reviews.
you know, of movies or like even like online shows
Yeah.
that are like way shorter, like 10-minute
Or
episodes.
interviews.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or like even podcasts compared to like classic radio, you know?
Classic radio.
So it's like that's like the everything's changing a little bit into shorter, quicker, faster methods of consumption.
Bro, I watch like 4 little short videos.
It's
you know what I mean?
nuts.
At a time. Like, boom, watch it. Oh, next one.
Do you find it hard to watch movies like at home? Like
I don't watch it. Well, I don't really watch movies.
right.
I only watch like short shit.
What I do love about like movies now still is that I don't think that the theater experience will ever like die. If
Oh, no.
anything, I think it'll get better because it has to find a way to get people into the theaters.
I think because
to
it's an
get away from
experience.
it.
I think it's a little
Exactly.
different. Like I don't. That's why I think like concerts.
Concerts are
Concerts are a little different though, because like concerts is like It's like more lively. You know what I mean?
it's
like
a
the movies, you're still
difference.
going and watching a screen.
Yeah.
Like concerts will never die. Movies, I could see possibly dying.
Wow, that's crazy. That's amazing, bro. And now, I think that the internet changes education. Like, have you seen all those master classes? Those
Yeah.
dude, I watch those ads. Like, you know, have the option to skip the ads on YouTube.
Yeah.
Dude, I watch the masterclass ads because I think they're good.
Sometimes I think like even now I learn so much more watching documentaries than reading a book.
Wow,
You know what I mean?
that's a hot take.
Well,
Sapiens.
because think about it. Like I'm getting to visually see. Like I watch a bunch of documentaries on like World War II,
yeah,
and like
I feel that.
I get instead of like reading, I'm physically seeing it, and I'm like I feel like I digest it at a better level because I'm physically seeing images of what's going on. I'm getting a better picture in my head, and I'm still getting that like they're still talking, so I'm still like hearing about what happened, but I'm getting to see it as well.
I really don't have any evidence to back this, but I feel like when you read I mean, I think this might be common sense. Like when you read a book, your mind it's like exercises more.
Yeah, no, I think so too.
I think that helps you like not necessarily like process information, but ingrains it more in your head instead of like watching shit.
My favorite guy, Marshall McLuhan.
Oh, yeah.
He studied media.
Yeah.
And media as in different mediums.
Yeah.
And different like ways in which everything is a medium, and it relates to us something about that. The medium is the message, not the actual content, but it's a whole theory. I love it. But he talked about reading a book and watching TV. TV is a cool medium.
It is.
Books are hot media because you're actually physically interacting with it and like you're creating your own experience.
Right.
Because you're actually like digesting it and like reading it and creating your own like
in your head.
You can't like look at a book and just ingest it.
Dude, that's
at a screen,
crazy.
You're looking at a screen and it, like you're not really doing too much interact. You know what I mean? You're staring at it.
It reminds me of baby birds. when they pre-chew the food, shout out to all my baby birds out there.
Yeah,
when and TV is like the mother bird is pre-chewing the food for you.
Yeah.
But when you're reading a book, you got to chew that shit yourself.
When you're reading a book, you actually have to be focused and actually doing something. When you're watching TV, yes, you are, but you can like be like not really watching it. It could just be on and you could be looking at it, but you're not really digesting anything. If you're just staring at a page of a book, you can't digest it. You have to like be focused and like actually reading it. That's why it's a hot medium and TV and movies are cold.
Hot means like your brain is working, or
You're
like
like
cool medium is like less interactive, or
I would say less interactive. And I'm not don't like fully quote me on this,
yeah.
but it's just like you're interacting with it more and you have to do more.
That honestly, I've seen that there's like limits now for like young kids and toddlers to like have screen time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's like I don't know if it's a law, but I saw it in a tweet. Here's me not consuming things fully. Like I saw it in a tweet, something like there's like limits now for like how much time that kids can spend in front of a screen. You know?
Bro, I'm gonna do that for my kids. Cause I wish I could do it to myself now. Like, yo, you only get an hour on your phone.
But see, like if you were a parent and doing that, for example, side note, I was entering you know the Chino Spectrum?
Yeah.
I was like driving past like the old Borders, and I saw this mom crossing the street with her kid in her hand, like holding her kid's hand.
Yeah.
She was on her phone crossing the street with her kid.
Nuts.
Dude, that's nuts. And I was gonna open the window. I was gonna open the window.
Protect your kid.
Like, yo, how you gonna cross the street, look at your phone while you have your kid?
Should have hit them. Just teach them a
Just
lesson. Yo, I killed your kid.
Yo,
you learned
now
something
what?
now?
Now what?
You learned not to be on your phone?
But see, if you had to put those limits, if you had to put your kids on screen time restrictions, would you feel like you had to check yourself also? Like
I feel like I should be on a screen
right?
time restriction right now.
Regimen, right?
Yeah, I feel like I should put myself on that.
Do you think you're going to?
No, but I think I should.
Right.
Like I want to.
That.
Like that's something like I want to do now.
I hate that now. Like I always, dude. I feel myself like when I'm washing dishes, for example. Like I'll prop my phone up with the video.
Bro, I got the speaker right here. It's like a Bluetooth portable speaker, waterproof. I take it in the shower with me. When I'm washing dishes, I'm hanging it up right next to me.
Bro,
it's
but
nuts.
the thing is, I don't have a speaker like that.
But to be fair, I don't need to do it because my iPhone 10, water resistant, and the speaker's loud as hell.
You can put it in the same.
You know what I mean? So it's like whatever. So
but
I don't
like,
need it.
I can't even hear it half the time. It's just noise that I like have because I don't have like.
That's what's wild about why I play stuff at night.
Yeah,
I listen to it, but like I have to have I can't sleep with quiet.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy, bro. Like,
because I'm so used to hearing gunshots at night, so you know.
I'm really shook at how much we're using the internet.
Yeah, me too.
It's a powerful tool, but also like that's a double edge. It's a knife.
A knife. Yeah, it's pretty bad.
You know, but if you want, you know, you put as much internet in you as you want. I don't know.
Put as much internet in you as you want. That's too much internet. Whoa, chill out. We put on all this internet.
But now we have dude. It's only gonna get worse because it's gonna only get like more immersive. VR, AR.
Yo, have you seen that game? I was talking to my mom about this. Have you seen that game? It's called Virtual Chat.
What is it?
Yo, it's nuts.
Tell me.
It scares me. Okay, this is a hot take.
We could close on this, low key.
The future is virtual chat.
Yeah.
What it is like you put on your VR helmet
Oh God.
and you create an avatar, and the whole game is you walk around and other people have their avatars, and then you can move your head around, you can look, and you can walk around in it's just it's like a castle. And you walk around and you see other people who have their virtual avatars, and you can move and look around and you just like talk to them. But you design your avatar, and the whole game is you go in and you're a virtual person and you just like hang out and talk to other people.
That freaks me out because
That's the future.
no one is gonna be hanging out anymore.
Bro, it's called virtual chat. So instead of like typing and chatting, you're putting on your VR helmet and you're talking to people, and like you're a avatar. And people go in and like really edit their avatars and make them look cool and stuff. It's not like they don't look like humans. They mostly look like cartoon characters and weird things.
Yeah.
But like you're going into this game and there's no goal and there's no like game. You just go in and hang out.
Yeah, bro. That remember? Have you seen the movie? You've seen the movie Her.
Yeah.
Everyone's always like plugged in on their phones all the time, like just have it on them and it's open. And it's eventually. I don't think it's gonna be like. I think there's gonna be some like rough patches going into this transitional period of like VR and like always being plugged in. But eventually, that's just gonna be how it is.
I think you know how like we're like, oh, what's like next? We're thinking like the next thing is always being in the internet, like you know what I mean? Like that's dude, that's why that VR chat, like I really think that's gonna be the future.
Yeah,
because literally like yes, like we can hang out now, but imagine if I can put on my VR helmet, create my avatar and just go hang out with people. Like yo, you trying to go do this, and then like if you watch it now, if you like watch videos of VR chat, the graphics are pretty bad.
Dude, they're gonna get so much better so fast,
and you're gonna have like more immersive stuff to where like have you like what's that anime?
Oh, Sword Art Online.
Sword Art Online, bro. So Sword Art Online is where you like put this helmet on and you're in a video game. It's like a World of Warcraft type video game.
I could say that. Yeah, you could say that.
But then like you're like slaying demons but you're like in the game. So like you're doing when you move in the game.
Yeah, Kirito.
What's the girl's name? Asia.
No, Mikasa.
No, Asia.
Asuna.
Yeah, Asuna. But yeah, so like that is like that's scary because that's like you know how Gary Vee's like VR is the future. It's not there yet. I'm not gonna jump in all in yet. But VR,
dude,
that's the future.
Chill out. Okay, I watched this video of Microsoft. You remember Google Glass?
Yeah,
the glasses
Google
with
glasses.
the camera.
Flop,
dude, whack. But Microsoft is doing this thing where they look like regular ass glasses.
Yeah,
and they project a very low level laser into your retina.
Why?
Because they give you heads up displays in your eye.
Fuck that.
Dude, it's
That's
crazy.
That's too much.
Dude, it's crazy.
Just put the chip in me. What is that?
Dude, no, but you know that reminds me of like you seen those things in cars where they project shit on your windshield, like little speedometers in your windshield,
tight.
so you don't have to look down.
They're putting that in your eye.
It's low key the same thing. It's like you don't see it until you like kind of glance down, like
That's
a bifocal.
That's too much.
You kind of glance down a little bit,
Nope.
and it gives you if you're like walking somewhere, it gives you little heads up directions, like in your eye though.
Nope.
Bro,
Nope.
it's nuts.
Apple Watch is as far as I go.
No,
you know what I mean?
dude.
Like, look at my watch. Okay, I gotta turn left. That's as far as I'll go. I'm not any of that. Once technology starts interacting with my body, I'm out. I'm done. Which is weird because our kids are gonna be like, "Yo, you're so old school. Your
Dude,
watch."
they're
Like,
gonna eventually, low-key, you could have options to chip your babies.
bro, have you seen like when I used to watch conspiracy videos?
Yeah.
The biggest conspiracy video was the RFID chips.
Oh my
What
god,
the-
bro! That yo, no! Don't get me started on RFID chips.
Once
bro.
they start chipping you, bro,
I thought
that's
that was
game over.
the devil is here, and
dude, that's gay. Dude, that's
dude, the RFID. Don't get me started. on
New
the
World
RFID.
Order, bro. We're all gonna 1984
The
starts
mark of the beast.
with the RFID chips.
Oh, God.
That's when the New World Order takes. That's when 1984
Bro.
starts, bro.
I was so scared of the RFID chips,
That shit is scary.
and I was.
But it
so
sounds so
scared.
convenient. Can you imagine like pain? Like, all right,
Like boop, boop. Also having the camera, like your phone is always listening. Google Home is always listening.
bro. I low key think they are listening.
Dude, no. Okay, for example, I was at this store or whatever, and someone talked about the Marlon Brando. No, not Marlon Brando.
Brando.
The Warren Buffett.
Marlon Brando.
The Warren Buffett documentary, right?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's kind of tight. I was like kind of eavesdropping. I was eating by myself.
Yeah.
And then I go home, open up YouTube. You know what suggested to me? The freaking Warren Buffett documentary.
There's this article about this like couple, and they're like because the ads get like crazy specific.
Yeah.
And so they were doing this. They did this test. They don't have a cat. They've never talked about cat. They never searched up cat food. But they started talking to each other
No.
and saying like, "Yo, when are we gonna get the cat food?" And they started mentioning cat food in their daily conversations. Literally a couple of days later, on Instagram, an ad came, or it was Facebook, an ad came up for cat food. And like that shit is like,
it's the end of days.
What's
bro.
funny is because I feel like people are low key getting hip to that because have you seen the FBI memes?
Oh.
Like people are low key like have that idea, or at least they're like kind of what is the word
Aware?
paranoid
Oh yeah.
of their phones listening to them, because those FBI memes, it's like
They're so funny.
if you don't know what the FBI memes are, it's like they'll be doing something on their phone and then a notification from the FBI will come up.
Or like they're listening to a Beyonce song, whatever.
And like,
this
yo,
song is hot.
the FBI will text them like, yo, play that shit back.
Yeah.
Or like, and so I think like we have that fear, or we have that like thought that, yo, something's monitoring us. You know what I mean? I feel like that's just
God.
gonna come out in a couple of years. That
like a Watergate type of thing.
yeah, because like they
Yeah.
ask you like when Facebook comes up, like, oh, do you want your microphone on? And it's like, do you
God.
want like Facebook to access your microphone? And so
Good
like,
God.
I wouldn't be surprised if they're hearing us.
Side note, do you send statistics when you install a new program? It's like, if things go bad, do you want to send statistics to Apple?
I don't know.
I don't
You know,
send-
I'm gonna start
I
getting
don't send
into.
stats.
I'm gonna start getting into the deep web, so like no one can track me.
Like
bro.
Tor files.
Yeah,
and
I'm gonna
shit?
start getting the deep web and just be unsearchable. I'm just gonna go off the grid.
I want to hold you to that.
You
kinda
know, I
wanna see
think
that.
because I think if like this, you know how people freaked out over net neutrality.
Yeah.
Like if that shit starts passing, I'm just gonna go underground.
Like
I'm
if
gonna
that's
go
just
into
you start feeling net neutrality, right?
Yeah,
Because
I'm
right
gonna-
now we don't really feel it. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna go into the deep web.
Dude, shout outs to Bitcoin and Ethereum and Litecoin.
Dog, I'm so mad about that Bitcoin stuff because like we heard about I feel like a lot of people heard about
In
that.
high school, everyone was like, "Oh, Bitcoin, blah,
Bitcoin, I
blah,
was
blah,"
like,
you know?
whatever.
Stupid.
I wish I was the way I'm thinking now. You know what I mean?
I wish I was more Elon Musk. In my
Yeah, I wish I was more revolutionary in my thinking process, thought process.
Now we're just lames without Bitcoin. But it is what it is, man. The future is about to take us over. The internet's about to be this whole new thing.
I'm about to get our ID chip tomorrow, son. About to be first in line.
Some companies are actually doing that though. We can like open doors like in your office with your hand, like if you get chipped.
Fuck that. Never. Once technology starts going to my body, I'm out.
You've seen those things? Side note, like these things, these people are like they're low-key trying to become cyborgs, where they implement they self-implant things under their skin to like track their heart rate and all that.
Oh
But
yeah.
it's wild, bro.
I read this article like a couple of days ago that they've created this thing now, like where it sends electric impulses to your heart, where your heart could beat forever.
That's like some Tony Stark, shit where you get the
What-
shit in your chest.
I'm hyped because this is a plug for our book club, but in the ending chapters. In the ending chapters of *Sapiens*, they talk about like the future,
Spoiler
of the humans,
alert.
the future of the human race.
Oh, I kind of want to. Are you gonna spoil it for me?
And it talks about some of the things we're talking about now, like
Oh, God.
if we can live forever,
Jesus.
like or if we'll like fuse with technology and become like a new like if like biological evolution will end, and like we'll create the next biology won't create the next species, but humans will create the next species.
I'm shook.
It's nuts, bro. The last chapters are crazy.
But think about it in this mindset that I'm in right now, the conspiracy
The
mindset.
cyborg?
Dude, I don't think it's that far off. Like I don't think
it is
that's a
either.
far off thought process.
I've thought this before. I'm not trying to be like,
Oh.
but I thought this before the book. I thought like we'll be the only species to either kill our own selves or to create our successors. And that's why like with the Matrix in those movies, that's why those movies low key freak me out, because like everyone knows that we're either gonna kill ourselves or we're gonna create the next species that kills us off.
That's wild.
Shout out to sex dolls. Those
The super realistic sex dolls.
yo, that's like watch our future successor come from sex dolls.
Yo. Imagine if you actually shout out to the robot that could backflip. You seen that?
Yeah, I seen that.
That's wild.
That one's nuts.
Imagine in the Olympics, the robots will have their own. You gotta race against them.
Are you another robot?
It's just you're betting on
It's
robots.
robots racing, robot
God.
races. Vegans will be down with that, bro.
Dude,
Because it's not animal racing, it's robot racing.
Yo.
There'll be a new consciousness will come up, be like, "Yo, protect the robots, bro." What is this? This is messed up to robots.
in the year 3000, veganism will be a religion.
Veganism will be a religion, and
Robots.
the next like forward thinking group will be people who are trying to defend robots.
Like PETA, but with Rita.
I'm over you.
All right, man. And on that note, hey, look out for the future. Year 3000 coming up.
Hey, 2018 peer pressure tech boys,
You
bro.
know, tech conspiracies and shit. But anyway,
Hey, ABG for life. Thank you to our studio audience, all of you out there, man. Thank you for supporting us.
we
Appreciate
love
it.
you. If you don't know, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all platforms, everything. You know, I'm gonna cut that.
Hey, cut that.
All platforms, you know what it is. And we love y'all. Thanks for listening. Episode 34. It's a wrap.
Peer pressure. Pressure. Peer pressure.